उमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे देशतारिणे पदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले सिद्धान्त सरस्वती निति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दायिकाय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत द्वंतहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलंब रसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुग वरायते। गौरविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्ट सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गौर्मम मन्दमतेर्गतिं मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्बोजौ राधा मदनमोहनौ दिव्याद् वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमद्रत्नाङ्गद सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थित कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So today is the very auspicious occasion of Gita Jayanthi. So since we are going to discuss from the Bhagavad Gita, we will recite the Gita Mahatmya. Actually, I should have told everyone to get Bhagavad Gita, but somehow I forgot to add that in the WhatsApp. Though we have efficient communication channels, most important messages are sometimes forgotten. And so many other things we recite. Anyway, Mataji, in that the Gita Mahatmya first verse is there. प्रभुपाद के बुक में ना सेकंड वर्स से शुरू होता है, फर्स्ट वर्स, पहला वर्स नहीं है। पहला है वहां पर गीता महात्म्य, सिर्फ फर्स्ट नहीं है। ये फर्स्ट पढ़ने के बाद मैं आपको देता हूँ। ओके, सो एवरीवन, ओह यू हैव सेवरल, यू जस्ट गोइंग ऑन। Hare Krishna. So we'll recite Gita Mahatmyam. So you can just repeat after me since everybody does not have that verse. Gita Shastramidam Punyam Yappatet Prayatah Puman Vishnu Padamavapnoti Bhayashokadivarjitah. So Prabhupada's translation here is that one will be freed from all fears in this life and also the next, if one can properly follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. That is the translation of the first verse. Second one. Gita Dhyayana Shilasya Pranayama Parasya Cha Naiva Shantihi Papani Purva Janma Kritani Cha. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. Then the third one. Nirmochanam pumsam Jalasnanam dine dine Sakrat Gitamrita snanam Samsara malanashanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanya Shastra Vistarai Yasvayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinisrita. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the next one. Bharatamrita Sarvasvam Vishnu Bhaktat Vinisritam Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanma na vidyate. One who drinks the water of the Ganges attains salvation. So what to speak of one who drinks the nectar of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the essential nectar of Mahabharata and it is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, the original Vishnu. The next one. Sarvopanishado gavo Dogda Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahad. This Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishads, is just like a cow, and Lord Krishna was famous as a cowherd boy. Arjuna is like a calf, and the learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantrastasya Namani Yani Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. In the present day, people are very much eager to have one scripture, one God, one religion and one occupation. Therefore, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, let there be only one scripture, one common scripture for the whole world, Bhagavad Gita. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, let there be one God for the whole world, Sri Krishna. Eko Mantrastasya Namani Yani, and one hymn, one mantra, one prayer, the chanting of his holy names. Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva, and let there be only one work, the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So there are several, Bhagavad Gita is certainly an ocean of so many nectarian instructions. Krishna spoke, of course, in 40 minutes, it is said, to Arjuna. And since then, devotees are speaking hours. We are trying to distribute, trying to read, understand. So there are so many things that could be spoken from the Bhagavad Gita, but I thought I'll take one theme, because this is one theme that comes repeatedly in the Gita. But especially I would like to focus from the 18th chapter where Krishna speaks this theme. We'll try to discuss that briefly. And then we will again go back to the first chapter. So we're going to do part of 18th chapter and part of first chapter. So that's what we'll recite some important verses at the end as well. So one theme that is repeatedly there in the Bhagavad Gita is that of selfless service. That is selfless service and what we call as detached work. When they are connected. Krishna speaks of it in the 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter, 6th chapter. Again and again he speaks of the concept of detached work. Because if you see Arjuna, right from the beginning, Arjuna's question is about whether I should fight or just give up everything. That means whether I should do my duty or I should give up everything and go to the forest. And Krishna's perspective repeats is that he wants Arjuna to do the duty in a detached way. And Krishna does not want to give up the work. Again and again Krishna emphasizes the same thing, whether it is the 3rd chapter, 5th chapter, same point. That Krishna glorifies detached work over renouncing work. And though Arjuna is asking, sometimes it appears in different ways, but the answer is from Krishna is only illuminating that same perspective. That Krishna wants Arjuna to actually work in a detached spirit and not simply renounce. So we'll just go to the 18th chapter and look at another question of Arjuna in the same light. So I'm looking at 18th chapter, which is conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, the first verse. So we'll recite some verses today because it's a good opportunity to purify ourselves by reciting Bhagavad Gita. So I'm saying 18th chapter, first verse. Arjuna vacha Sanyasasya mahabaho Tattvam-ichchami veditum Tyagasya cha rishikesha Pratakkeshi nishudhana. Arjuna said, "O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation, Tyaga, and of the renounced order of life, sannyas." So Arjuna is asking, what is Tyaga, what is sannyas? Again, if you start reading that quickly, that Arjuna's question, he is asking about what are the difference between Tyaga and sannyas. So we will see the answer. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamyanam karmanam nyasam Sannyasam kavayo viduhu Phalatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great learned men called as the renounced order of life, sannyas. And giving up the results of all activities is what the wise called renunciation or tyaga. So if you see the answer, this particular, if you see the second part of the second verse, Sarva Karma Phalatyagam. I'm sure you have heard this same phrase in Bhagavad Gita so many times. Krishna is repeatedly saying the Sarva Karma Phalatyaga Tatakuru Yatatmavan, elsewhere it is said. So the Sarva Karma Phalatyagam. That means you do the action but give up the result. This is the focus of Krishna. Even in the chapter, Krishna is emphasizing on the same thing. Even when Krishna is saying Mayi eva manadat swa mayi buddhim niveshaya, he is saying completely focus on me. If you cannot do that, atachittam samadhatum nashaknosi mayistiram abhyas yogina, perform abhyas and develop a desire to attain me. But if you cannot do that also, mat karma paramo bhava, do work for me. And then Krishna is saying, if you cannot do that also, just do. That means just don't enjoy the results yourself. Give the result of your actions to someone. But if you see this particular theme which is there, sarva karma, that means phalatyagam. Krishna emphasizes on giving up the fruits. Krishna never focuses on giving up action. Krishna is saying, since you asked me the question, Krishna is saying renunciation means giving up action. Because that's very clear. Giving up of activities that are based on material desire. Simple example, marriage. It's an activity based on material desire. Or wanting to earn money. It's an activity that is based on material desire. You want to earn money. You want wealth, you want family, you want a house, you want a bank balance. All that is, from the activity perspective, it is an activity based on material desire. Giving that up is called sannyas. But tyaga means giving up results of it. To whom? That Krishna has already said in 12th chapter. Ideally give it up to me, but if you don't like me, no problem. Give it to somebody else. But simply you don't enjoy everything yourself. And this is actually the theme which is there from, which is, carefully it's considered a recurring theme in the Bhagavad Gita. Read this section and then we will again discuss. I'm just a little bit worried by... Okay. Tyajyam doshavad ityeke karma prahur manishinah yajnadana tapakarma natyajamiti chapare. Some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. That means some people, now Krishna is talking about others' opinion. Krishna is saying some people say all kind of fruitive activities should be given up. That means if an activity like going by, that means some people are propagators of sannyas, saying that you must take sannyas. That's what the first line means. Take sannyas. If marriage or earning money, raising family, all these things are related to fruitive desire, don't do it. Give it up. So some people propagate this. Yet other sages maintain that activities of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. So Krishna is saying many people have different opinions. Then Krishna says, fourth verse, Nischayam shrunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra trivida samprakirtitah. Oh, best of the Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. Okay, then Krishna talks about renunciation in 3 modes, but okay, I'll just read the translations now. O tiger among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of 3 kinds. Acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up, they must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even the great souls. All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. That should be performed as a matter of duty, O son of Pritha. That is my final opinion. So if you see the 6th verse, Etanyapi tu karmani sangam tyaktva falani cha kartavyani ti me partha nishchitam mattamanuttamam. See, if you see that 6th verse, Krishna is basically, if you see the translation of the 6th verse, Krishna is making very clear, my final opinion is that everything should be done without attachment. That means Krishna is a propagator of tyaga or renunciation? Tyaga. Very clearly. And this is not the first time he is saying this. He has said this always, repeatedly. Don't give up the activity. Do the activity and give that result. And this is the theme that is being, that I thought we will speak on a little bit. Because this theme is so much prevalent all over Bhagavad Gita. Of course, there is certainly, the 9.34, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru and, sarvadharman parityaja. Ultimately, give up everything and surrender it to me. So that is certainly, the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Because we all know the heart of Bhagavad Gita in the 9th chapter, in the middle, right in the middle. And this Manmana bhava madbhakto verse is considered the real center of the Bhagavad Gita, as in terms of its importance. So, ultimate instruction of Bhagavad Gita is to tell us to focus our mind on Krishna. Because that's what, again, Krishna emphasizes in 12.8 as well. But in terms of working in the world and renunciation, Krishna repeatedly says to Arjuna that tyaga is what I recommend. That means do everything, but give the result to me. Don't abstain from doing anything. Don't give up the fruit thinking that it is fruitive. Many sages feel like that, Krishna says, but that's not my final opinion. And that's what we saw in the 6th verse of the 18th chapter. You know. So, we'll start with an example and then we will elaborate this concept. Yeah.
There's some organization.
Yeah.
Which picks up this theme, and they say Krishna himself is saying that sannyasa is not recommended. They just completely discourage the sannyas. It's not practical, not workable in this presentation.
No, that is of course there only. Krishna doesn't recommend sannyas. Arjuna wanted sannyas, right? Where is Krishna recommending? Krishna is saying that some people talk about sannyas, but my final opinion is do your activities and offer result to me.
Okay.
That is very clear.
But we've seen a structure like ISKCON where we have sannyas.
Yeah, see that's what. So we have to understand.
So people understand this, Vaji. They take this literally, and this is sannyas is just not done. In the presentation.
As such, see, for the general population, if you see, the sannyas aspect is never recommended. It is not. Even if you see in the Vaishnava Sampradayas, whether it is, Sri Vaishnava or even the Madhuvas, etc., sannyas is there, but it is very limited. It's not that, that's not for the masses in general. That's for a very small component of society. Even in Mahaprabhu's movement, it was always like that. Saraswati Thakur started a particular system of, where many people, young men are encouraged to give up kind of attachment, household life and work, considering the need of the hour. If you see it in that way, the need of the hour in terms of preaching had to be established, etc. Because it is certainly a fact that if you want to establish a movement, and like for example, book distribution is going on. As family people, for us, even if we manage, I don't know how many each of us is going to manage, but even if we can do some 30, 40 or something, that's considered a very big score for us, because along with all the duties to do something, it's very difficult actually. Right. But if you want to manage a matha and you want to do that kind of a thing, then certainly that from an institutional perspective, that particular ashram it is kind of considered favorable. But if you see from Bhagavad Gita, that is never Krishna's recommendation. So actually that means what many people also say is you cannot use Bhagavad Gita and defend in any way the sannyas ashram. Very difficult, because Krishna doesn't speak about that, recommend that very strongly anywhere. Means as such from that perspective. He speaks about pure devotional service, but he doesn't speak about that particular thing, saying that, he may be touching it on it, but by and large his focus is on Tyaga only. Yeah, that means do detached work. That's what he's hammering repeatedly. That's undeniable. Nobody can deny that, reading the Bhagavad Gita, as it is directly. Okay, so what we will do is we will take up discussion. So I'll take up. So in the entire Bhagavad Gita, there is only one name Krishna uses. Does anybody know whose name is used as an example? That means in the entire Bhagavad Gita of 700 verses, Krishna uses only, very good, Janaka. He's the only one person whom Krishna says by name. Janakadeyaha. Karmanyeva samsiddhe mastita janakadeyaha. Loka sangrahamevapi sampashyan kartu. I think it's 3.23, right? So Krishna is saying that Karmaneva samsiddhim. By work only, people like Janaka have achieved success. And they did work for Loka Sangrahamevapi. Same point. They didn't work for themselves. They worked for the benefit of others. Okay. So we will just go a little bit into this Janak's case. Because a very interesting thing that the forefather of this Janaka was a great king called Nimi. Who is described in the 9th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we will try to speak something about that. The story of this king Nimi is that this Nimi wanted to do one sacrifice, and he employed Vashishta. He asked Vashishta to do the sacrifice for him. But Vashishta said that I have some other sacrifice, like sometimes a Badji has 2-3 engagements. So Vashishta says that I have already been invited in the heavenly planets, so there I have to go to perform sacrifice. After that sacrifice, I'll come and do sacrifice for you. So Nimi says okay. But then after some time, Vashishta, because he's busy over there, Nimi feels that the time is going and I don't want to waste my time not doing the sacrifice. So he employs another priest and does the sacrifice. When Vashishta comes to know, he becomes upset. He says, what is this? You had told me to do and now you gave that order to somebody else only. So he curses him to die. Correct? So then Nimi at that point of time, he also feels that I can curse Vasishtha also to death, because he also is quite a powerful king, Rajarishi he is. But he desists from doing it that time. But anyway, Vasishtha also gives up his body in repentance. But then it is said at that point that demigods, because this Nimi is a very great king, they come and ask Nimi, should we revive your body and give you? Because you're cursed to death, so this body is gone. But we can revive it. So Nimi thinks for a while and says, no, I am not interested. I don't want another body. I'll go back to the spiritual world. And he quits his body, as a result of that curse. But then he takes a spiritual body and goes back to the spiritual world. Now the thing about this particular story is that, so the point is, in Nimi's family line, all the kings and the princesses who are born, they are all called or named as people who are detached from body. Like for example, you have Vaideha, the kingdom, or like Sita is born in that family, she is called as Vaidehi, the daughter of the king of Videha. Vaidehi basically means I am not this body. That's what it means. Vaidehi, that means the Deha, I am not this body. That means that entire family lineage stood for that principle of detachment from material body. But at the same time, all those kings in that family, because it is said that Janaka is a title, because the original Janaka, who was this Nimi Maharaj, when he dies, the demigods churn out his body and then the first Janaka is born, Manthan, from that. And then all the Janakas are born. So Janaka is a title. And the father of Sita is, I think, Shiradhwaja. That's his personal name. Right? That Janaka's name is Shiradhwaja. So they are all called as Janaka only. And in that same family only, Krishna's one wife is also there, Nagna Jiti. Nagna Jiti means one who has basically conquered Jita over all kinds of lower tendencies. So that entire family actually stood for detachment from anything that is very base and material, and at the same time, detachment from the material body. But the interesting thing about that family is, all those family members were extremely famous for their karma yoga. That's what that family stands for. That means doing things in the world in a spirit of detachment. None of them accepted a formal renunciation or sannyas, as in at least during their active life. And that's why Janaka is glorified in the Bhagavad Gita. Because that it's not only that Janaka, that entire family stood for that principle only. Being detached from the body, but at the same time, connecting to everything and doing everything in a detached spirit. And not too much getting lost with the idea that we want to renounce everything. Correct? So that is a very interesting, he actually stands for this principle of detached work and selfless service. That's what Janaka and his entire family stands for. So why we are taking this example is because this is the example that Krishna uses in Bhagavad Gita 3.23, Janaka. That's the example that he uses. He does not use any other example of anybody else in the Bhagavad Gita. Because this body which is there, now again, I'll take just one verse from the Bhagavatam, just since we are talking about this body which is connected.
Not father of Mother Sita.
Huh?
Krishna is referring to that lineage, not the father of Mother Sita.
It is not very clear, because generally the father of Mother Sita was considered one of the. He is generally considered as the default Janaka. Whenever people say Janaka, they are referring to him only. But at the same time, it refers to everybody, because no one is isolated from that family. Everybody is seen in the perspective of the family in which he or she is born. So, yeah. Maybe 3.22, just one or two verses ahead or behind. Karmaneva hi samsiddhim, right? I may have just. Oh, 2.0. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'll just take another verse. Yeah. So the thing is, this body which is there, even though this body, the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita again comes from this perspective, that even though this body is asat, it is giving so much misery, as Krishna says in 8.15 and so many places in Bhagavad Gita, that how this entire material world is a place of dukkhalayam ashashvatam, everything said and done. But the fact is that using this body, one can actually attain success in this world. That means the beauty of God's creation somehow is that even if something is very dangerous, in that danger only Hare Krishna. Yeah. So basically, is a source of all trouble. Just like, so I was giving an example, just like poison. So it is said that if for a snake poison, one of the medicine is snake poison only. That's why it's said snake poison is considered very expensive to get. That means in the problem only the solution is also there. That is how Krishna's creation can be seen in a very simple way. That means the problem only there is a solution. Snake poison is a problem. But in that only there is solution. If somebody is bitten by snake, that's why generally we may notice, the people ask, the doctors ask which type of snake bit you. They have to actually know. Because they have to connect to that snake's poison only. And from that only find a cure for you. So in the problem only the solution is given. This is how this material world is. So this basically comes from the fact that this body only, which is the source of all trouble, has the facility to attain perfection. Though it is a source of trouble, using this body only one can achieve self-realization. So that's why nothing is to be rejected. Correct? So just like, you can extend this to any point, just like family. Though family may be generally considered as a source of bondage, the same family, if used properly, can be seen as a source of liberation. So there is nothing intrinsically problematic in this world. So this vision of Bhagavad Gita is just amazing if you look at it that way deeply. There's nothing problematic. It just depends on how we use it. Like Prabhupada always gives the example of milk. Suppose somebody's stomach is spoiled because of milk, you use curd to repair that. And that curd is coming from milk only. So in the problem only the solution is there. That's how this world. So that's why rejection of the world is never the theme of the scriptures, and especially of Bhagavad Gita, it's never the theme. Absolutely. Because everything in the world which is a problem has the solution as a part of it. So how can you reject anything? How can you reject anything? So this is actually the difference between Bhagavad Gita and all other scriptures, of other religions, which are generally more rejection prone, and even of, other impersonalists and other ideas of anybody who thinks that, I have to actually give up work. Right? So, so I was going from the Bhagavatam because of this beautiful verse. So this comes in the 8th canto, 19th chapter, text number 39. So this is spoken by Shukracharya to Bali Maharaj. So if you see this verse, 8:19:39, I'm not reciting the verse. So Shukracharya is telling to Bali, the Vedas enjoin that the factual result of the tree of the body is the good fruits and flowers derived from it. But if the bodily tree does not exist, there is no possibility of factual fruits and flowers. Even if the body is based on untruth, there cannot be factual fruits and flowers without the help of the bodily tree. So in simple language, Shukracharya is telling Bali, hey Bali, before you give up the body and everything to Vamandev, remember one thing, that even if the body is untruth, asatya, whatever you want to call it, the fruits and flowers it produces are real and they are of value. So you cannot ignore the body. And in fact, Prabhupada in that particular purport, he praises the example of this thing. He basically says that without the help of a body, one cannot do anything. Therefore, the flowers and fruit have to be obtained as a result of the body. So Vaishnava philosophy recommends Yukta Vairagya. Correct? So Prabhupada says that this example given by Shukracharya is apt. He's saying that everything is untrue, everything okay. What everybody understands theoretically. But then he says, no. The fruits and flowers are real, even though the body is untrue. The fruits and flowers are real, even though, so the question of, rejecting it does not come. So of course, Again, if you remember, once we spoke on this subject of intention and action, or intention and words. Last time also I spoke on it. Shukracharya's words are correct, but his intention is something else. His intention is faulty. His words are right, but. Okay, so we had discussed this theme last time. That sometimes people like Hiranyakashipu may speak the right words, but their intention may be faulty. On the other hand, the gopis, may accuse Krishna and they may give all kind of bad words to Krishna. Their words may be faulty, but their intention is actually pure devotion. Okay, so similarly in this case, Shukracharya who is here, he is speaking this particular sentence, his words are perfect, but his intention is different. He doesn't have the real intention to do the best for Bali, which is actually to surrender to Vishnu. That he doesn't want to do. But anyway, we leave that point aside for the time being. But the point really is that the Bhagavad Gita works on this principle only. That even though the body is a bad bargain, using this body, one can get ultimate benefit. And everything connected to the body. And with that comes everything in the domain of Varna and Ashramas. In terms of action. So that is all part of the body, which is there. Okay, so any question or comment at this point? I'll just take it to the next thing. Anybody has anything to say or ask? Okay. Yeah.
And Vasishtha Muni, he cross-cursed Vasishtha Muni that he also died. So what happened to Vasishtha Muni then?
Vasishtha was born again as the son of Mitra and Varuna. He was born again as Vasishtha only. And Vasishtha is again born. And then he goes back to Godhead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here.
Now in Bhagavad Gita, the Karma Yoga is also like given as doing it for Krishna. Means everything is connected to Krishna only. The way Prabhupada writes purpose and the way people outside speaks about Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga is different, because as soon as Prabhupada says this is yoga, means it is connecting to Krishna. So Karma Yoga means actually devotional service. Jnana Yoga also means devotional service. So somehow or other Prabhupada actually concludes from every angle. When we see it, it concludes like that. So when Janak Maharaj is being talked about as a Karma Yogi, like his whole lineage, so means how it is like they were doing all these things for the welfare of the people, for the welfare of the society, but not doing it, keeping Krishna as a center, or how it was?
Yeah, basically. Understood. Good question. So certainly one thing is there that ultimate Krishna's, see the point is, the in one sense if you wish, beauty of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita or his explanation is, what is the the most confidential instruction, heart of Krishna. Again, going back to that Manmana Bhava Madbhakto verse, Madhya Jimam Namaskuru, 9.34 or your 18.64, where 2 times he speaks Manmana, and 12.8, Mayyeva Manadatsa May Buddhim Niveshe Niveshasya Mayyeva Ata Urdhvam Na Samsheha. This heart of Bhagavad Gita is what is elaborated by Vaishnava philosophers. So let's be very clear. So that is the beauty of the Vaishnava perspective, where you take that essential thing, become my devotee, and then everything is seen from that perspective. But all said and done, ultimately, if you just see the Bhagavad Gita as such, certainly Krishna does allow, because see, the Bhagavad Gita, please remember, is a book of choices. It's a book of choices. Krishna is giving choices to Arjuna. Right? The whole perspective of the Bhagavad Gita is narrated in such a way that there are choices. And there is responsibility on behalf of the candidate only. That means Krishna starts speaking only when Arjuna pleads him to do. And Krishna speaks whatever that means as per he is asking, Krishna is saying. Correct? That means, ye yatama prapadyante philosophy is being obeyed by Krishna as he is speaking Bhagavad Gita. Correct? To the extent Arjuna is surrendering and speaking, then only Krishna starts revealing everything. Otherwise Krishna is quiet. That means if you see that way, the focus of Bhagavad Gita is that we have to take responsibility for our situation. Correct? We have to take responsibility for our situation. And spiritual master and the sadhus will advise us as per our desire to take responsibility and our inquisitiveness. And at the same time, Krishna is giving choices. Correct? That's how if you see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving choices. But the philosophers take the highest choice of Krishna, so to speak, and give prominence to that. Which is fine, which is because that's the ultimate instruction, so to speak. But at the same time, if somebody wishes to take some other choice that Krishna speaks, Krishna is having it from Bhagavad Gita perspective. Though that may not be the highest from the Vaishnava perspective to do, but from the Gita's perspective, Krishna is giving that choice also. That you could do this, you could do that. Correct or no? Yeah? Krishna is giving that. Now as far as kings like Janaka, it is very clear that from the Bhagavatam puts Janaka as Mahajan. Correct? So that means he is a pure devotee of Krishna without a doubt, because Bhagavatam does not compromise on the pure devotional principle. Bhagavatam is going much ahead than Bhagavad Gita, because in Bhagavad Gita there is also the talk of how you can live normally in the world, because Krishna is talking at that level. But Bhagavatam is not addressing that perspective. Bhagavatam is addressing how you, when you want to die, whom you are supposed to think. If you go to the Bhagavatam, if you see, what is Parikshit's question? Parikshit's question is, what is the duty of a man about to die? That's where Bhagavatam starts. So if you are interested in getting out of the world, then Bhagavatam, pure devotion, connection to Krishna, that's it. Bhagavatam's focus is not how you can live in the world and do, sarva karma phalatyagam. That's not the focus only of the book. See, every book has a mood and mission, right? So the Bhagavatam is done. But still the Bhagavatam counts Janaka as Mahajan, which basically means Janaka as a person was certainly a pure devotee of Krishna. Otherwise Bhagavatam will not go in the category of Shukadeva Goswami and means all those other people. Those 12 Mahajans were there. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu, Prahalado, Janako, Bhishmo. So it is counting Janaka there. Okay, so this much we know. Now if you ask the question, though Janak was a pure devotee of Krishna, how did he actually rule? In terms of, so at least the picture that I get or I gather, that he was an all accommodating king. He was not a person who was saying that no, only those who are, correct, fully surrendered to Krishna, only for them I am going to do welfare work. It doesn't seem like that in any way. He was an all accommodating saintly king who was working for the welfare of entire society, and that welfare meant complete welfare. Body, mind, soul, emotion, everything. Correct, na? That is very clear. So that's undeniable. You understood the point, right? It is not that he worked only in a very, in a way that only pure devotional service and those who are followers of pure devotional service, only their requirements will be taken care. It doesn't seem that way. He wouldn't have. He's a king, right? He's taking care of entire praja. How can it be like that? By definition. Yeah. But on a personal level, he was a pure devotee. That's what we gather.
Yeah. So I think for Janak Maharaj it is clear, but now it raises the question for Karma Yoga itself, because second chapter after Karma Kand discussion, Krishna talks about Karma Yoga.
Yes.
Where he says there is a verse, right? Janma Karma Vinirmukta.
Yes.
So that means it has the power to actually cut the whole cycle of Janma and Mrityu.
Yeah.
So that means Karma Yoga is also that powerful. And if Krishna is really talking about that Karma Yoga, not Vaishnava philosophy Karma Yoga, so that means that Karma Yoga also has the power to cut.
What is the difference between that Karma Yoga and Vaishnava philosophy Karma Yoga? In the normal Karma Yoga, what it basically means is Swakarmana tammabhyarcha siddham vindanti manava. Correct? That means according to your Varna and Ashram, 18th chapter Krishna is saying, according to your Varna and Ashram, whatever you are doing, do it as a sacrifice to Vishnu. Do you remember from Mahabharata we had read the story of Vyada, Dharma Vyada once?
He was not there then.
You were not there that day? Yeah. We read the story of Dharma Vyada. What was that story? It's a very simple story of a butcher. He was born in a family of a butcher. But he was somehow a devotee from the past life. So he decided, I will not kill animals. But I am born in the family of butcher. What can I do? Those days people could not change office. Not that he would say, no, I'll go to IT and work, Java programming. So he had to sell animals only. So what he did, he said that I will find animals that are dead and I will sell their meat. But I will not eat the meat. It comes in Mahabharata. I will not eat the meat of animal and I will not kill any animal. But because this, and the Mahabharata is very clear that, and the Bhagavatam is very clear. Krishna is telling Uddhav in the 11th canto that the Dharma Vyad is one of my devotees who attained my abode after giving up his body. What did he practice? Karma Yoga only, right? From an external perspective. He used his profession. His profession was butcher. He was cutting the meat of those dead animals, selling it. He was taking care of his parents. He had a wife, children. He was doing all that, whatever a householder does. But obviously, Brahmin who comes, about there is Vyada Gita also, just like Bhagavad Gita, there is Vyada Gita. वो जो 5 चैप्टर है महाभारत में, उसका टाइटल ही Vyada Gita है, the Gita of the butcher. Vyada basically means one who kills animals in Sanskrit. Correct. So that means through any profession. Now the thing is, so what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga basically means that you do an activity according to your Varna and Ashram and offer that to the Supreme. Now who that Supreme is will decide, your understanding of who that Supreme is will decide where you go. If your understanding is that the Supreme is Brahman, you are doing Karma Yoga only, but you are offering to Brahman, so you go to Brahman. If you do the understanding of Karma Yoga with an offering to Krishna, you go back to Krishna. If you think it is Vishnu, you go to Vishnu. Depending on whom you are offering, that's your destination. Krishna exactly rewards whatever you reciprocated, with which feature of his truth you reciprocated with. Correct? That's how. So, of course, in our, sometimes what happens in a very, very, very new understanding, we may feel that Karma Yoga basically means only doing some service in temple. One may feel that this is Karma Yoga, but no, certainly not there in the Bhagavad Gita. That is Bhakti. That's Bhakti Yoga. Where you where you do engage in the 9-fold process of devotional service. That also Krishna is speaking in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, clear?
Yagya is important.
Yeah, yagya. That yagya, for whomever it is you are doing, the whole thing is the scripture, the Bhagavad Gita is in such a way that, so that's why it's a book of choices. You have choices. You can practice a particular yoga and you can decide whom to offer the fruits to. And depending on whomever you decided to offer the fruits to, that kind of situation you will get. If for your understanding it is Krishna, you get Krishna. If you wanted to, in terms of stay that platform or the impersonalist platform, you get that. Krishna gives that. That's it. So the Bhagavad Gita is full of books. Yeah. So going ahead, this is one thing we want to speak of briefly. Then what is the detachment? See, because we started from 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita, first verse, where Arjuna is asking what is the difference between tyaga and renunciation. And Krishna is saying renunciation means giving up all activities. Tyaga means giving up the results of activities. So there are many ways in which tyaga could be seen or detachment could be seen. One way which I would like to just briefly speak on how tyaga or detachment could be seen is by defining detachment as giving up controllership as time, place, circumstance. This is a very simple way of understanding detachment. That means giving up controllership as per time, place, circumstance. Let's talk about family. So in family, basically the idea is at every point of time in a person's life, there is a particular type of role or activity that is important. At a later time it changes according to time. Like just to give a simple example, children, it is said, are supposed to sleep for 9 to 10 hours. Then only their intelligence grows very nicely. It's a very standard understanding. Children means they should sleep minimum 9 to 10 hours. And they need that sleep also. If you actually allow a child to sleep, child can sleep 10 hours. 8 o'clock you put the child to sleep, 6 o'clock only he'll naturally start waking up. I mean, you can wake him up at 4 o'clock. लेकिन मतलब वो आर्टिफिशियली उसको उठाना पड़ता है कृत्रिम रूप से naturally उठना रहता है. For adults, is it required to sleep 10 hours? Certainly not. None of us can sleep 10 hours. We all know that if we sleep at 9 o'clock, it is not that without alarm we will get up only at 7. 4:30 you and then of course because it is cold we may want to stay under the blanket. That's a different issue. तो हमारी चली गई है. We are not feeling sleepy after. I mean, okay, 6 hours Shastra says, but personally I felt that is 7.5 hours के बाद you cannot actually sleep. You are forced to get up by nature. But children is not like that. So what does that mean? That means according to different situations of time in your life, there is a different requirement in the body. Okay. So similarly, even controllership. So, this one devotee was giving a nice example. Just like, when someone is a child, it is very good to listen to the parents. One has to be completely obedient to the parent. Like a son should be completely obedient to the parent. But then when the son has grown up, so there was one case of one devotee family where this boy was very obedient to the parent. Now he grew up, he got married, he was running a successful business, and his father was also a devotee, but he was very old now. But still this person was taking all the money, whatever he was earning, and giving it to the father. And the father was asking him, कितना पैसा चाहिए आपको जीने के लिए? इतना चाहिए, ये ले लो. बाकी सब father would control and manage. And this boy was happy. Boy को complaint नहीं था. But then some other devotees felt that this may be good for the boy, but not good for the old man. That means for the old man, it is not good to keep controlling the finances of a well-established, grown-up business young man at that stage. तो बचपन में तुम कंट्रोल कर रहे थे ठीक है, लेकिन अभी तुमको कंट्रोल छोड़ना चाहिए. So that's what we are talking. Detachment basically means to what? Detachment ultimately means to give as per situation. Just like if you see this whole traditional mother-in-law, daughter-in-law problem, why is it there? Simple reason. Because the mother-in-law doesn't want son and the daughter-in-law is eager for control. So both the parties are trying to get control on one boy, one man, and that fellow is in trouble, because so the mother was controlling him very good. But now that he's married, he should be just say so. One commentator on Mahabharata writes, he says that in the Mahabharata, if you see, Kunti is very prominent in the life of Pandavas. But once Pandavas are married to Draupadi, Kunti stays in the background. And Draupadi is only with the Pandavas. So this maturity when a lady gets, that okay, now my son is married, the daughter-in-law has come, allow her to control this fellow. I don't want to control. He has to be controlled, that is his karma. We are not talking about whether he has to be controlled or he has to be freed. The only question here is who will control him? So the mother said no, now I will not control as per time, place, circumstance. So this is called as detachment. So this is there everywhere. Even among Lord it is there. So there is this Chaitanya Bhagavat story, of Krishna Balram. So when Mother Sachi, she is seeing that she is offering something to Krishna Balram deity, and then Gaur Nitai deity, Gaur Nitai and Krishna Balram are having a fight. Gaur Nitai is telling Krishna Balram, तुम्हारा time हो गया अभी. तुमको नहीं है, you are not relevant now in this day and age. We are the people for this day and age. Please push off. The bhoga is for us now. You are not supposed to be, because even an avatar loses significance at a particular point of time. That avatar has to fade away now. There's some other avatar which is considered prominent according to the time, place, circumstance. Okay, so when one understands that, one is considered to be detached. And that is the beauty of our Vedic literature, that all these kings, now let's go back to Janak now. Janak, Nimi, all these people were such kings that throughout their life they never gave up work. But when the situation came, that their death came or it was approaching, then they very quickly gave. You will never see a Vedic king who dies in office like our Amma died recently, I mean, Amma, right? Amma. Yeah. I mean, there was a WhatsApp joke which recently that there was one boy, 15 days before Amma died, there was a boy who goes to school in Chennai, and teacher is asking, 15 days you were on chutti, why you didn't come? So the boy says, my father's wife died, so 15 days I could not come. So then the teacher says, why don't you say your mother died? So he says, I cannot say Amma died, that will be problem. That is why I said because in Chennai, Shyam Leela Prabhu doesn't seem to know, but in Chennai, Amma basically only meant that chief minister, and nobody could say that Amma died. If you message like that, then you would be in jail actually. So there was a lot of cry over this whole thing. So the point is, our first Prime Minister of India also died, died as a Prime Minister in coma. So basically, this thing is not appreciated in Vedic literature. So that's what the beauty. The Karma Yogi basically means, whom Krishna is glorifying as Tyagis, even Pandavas. When they came to know that we are not relevant now, they walked off. They gave everything to Parikshit, they walked off. परीक्षित महाराज को दे दिया, अभी तुम राजा बनो, हमारा समय हो गया है, अभी हमको जाना है. So that means this amazing ability to understand when I have now become irrelevant, and now I don't have to control. Now I have to do something else. That is Tyaga. That means you are a Tyagi. That means you are not attached. That is a proof actually. Otherwise we are attached. If we are going to die with tijori ka chavi in our pocket, thinking that I will not give up till I am dead. And the people are waiting. When this fellow will die, snatch away the tijori key from him. That means we are attached. Simple thing. Okay. But in the modern world, we see two opposite things. Just like, for example, we see, sometimes recently we were speaking to some counselors in Bombay, and so they were saying that many young people, boys and girls nowadays, it seems they don't want to get married only. It seems it's a trend. They don't want to get married. Why they don't want to get married? Is it because they renounced? No, that's not the reason. They are afraid of cultivating a relationship. So when we invite some counselors from Bombay, to address our Nityanand Sabha, they were telling, "Ye naya challenge hai Bombay mein." Or in many cities in India, people don't want to get married. That means it's not because they renounce. That's a perverted reflection of renunciation. Where you don't want to take the responsibility only. You're afraid. You can't maintain only any relationship. So you feel that, no, I don't want only this marriage. मेरे को नहीं होगा ये सब. And then when such people hear the philosophy of renunciation, they like it also very much. Because that appeals to their, current sense of gratification and their idea. So that's one reason where we find a lot of challenge. Where boys and girls misapply that philosophy of renunciation, thinking that this is what Bhagavad Gita is talking about. And they say, we renounce now. Chodo humko renounce chahiye. But Bhagavad Gita is never speaking of it. And what you are doing is not renunciation also. Because that is not according to the time, place, circumstance. And on the other hand, another thing what we see is when people get into something, they don't want to give it up also. Even when they have got the death warning. Like this other example. Person, devotee or whatever, who son is grown up, he can manage the business, everything, bada, uske bacche ho gaye abhi, still this old man wants to control. Because now he's not ready to give up. So the amazing thing about today's world, when we are supposed to do tyaga, we don't do tyaga. When you are supposed to renounce, you don't renounce. When you are not supposed to renounce, you want to renounce. Right? So basically that's what we call as top world. Where we don't follow any instruction of Gita, and then we have to reap the consequences, as Krishna says in 16th chapter. Yes, Shastra Vedam Utsritya Vartate na Sukham na Param Gatim. When you give up injunctions of scripture and you work, you don't achieve Sukha. Sukha means in this world also you are not happy. Na Param Gatim. Paragati bhi nahi milte. Kuch nahi hote tumhare. Because you didn't act according to scripture. Scripture is not recommending something. So scripture is recommending a particular way of working. That's it. So that has to be right. So this is the point that I wanted to touch on. One second. There was one important thing. I just seem to have lost it. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay, I'll come to that. Any question at this point? Yeah, I know the third theme that I want to speak on. That's again related to Bhagavad Gita only. But any quick question? Yeah.
It seems like unless and until if you don't have a varnashram system, it is very difficult to follow what we are discussing.
See, formal varnashram system may not be there. First of all, ashram is always there. Varna is more difficult to revive. Ashram is there, na? Grahastha ashram hai. We know what is that. Prabhupada established ashram only in his call. Varna he established only Brahman Varna. But ashram he established. Ashram is there. And Varna at least emergency situation, one has, nature one has, according to that one finds some role in the world to do. That's kind of some kind of a reflection of the Varna. But the point is, it is our responsibility to find, a situation where we something in the world and do something to take care of.
So as you mentioned, Krishna gives so many choices, and he also emphasizes what is the highest choice.
Yeah, he does emphasize that.
But practically,
He very clearly has said that this is what I want you to do, but if not this, everything is
so if somebody sees himself that he is not able to practice higher choices, and but mentally he is not even intellectually satisfied also whatever he is doing, because he knows that what he is doing is not the highest. So in such a circumstance, should that person be happy in whatever choice he has accepted, or he should try to elevate himself?
No, you're talking in terms of the role that we have in the world. You're not satisfied with that, we saying, or what?
Like offering to Krishna, if not, then offer it to people, or just to renounce the work. Different ways of performing our duty.
Yeah. So what is the question? If I cannot externally choice one, but somehow external choice three.
The pure devotion service is the best, but actually we cannot practice that.
Yeah, so Krishna has given 12.9 also, na? Abhyasa yogena tato. Follow regular.
So is that fine?
Yeah, 12.9 is fine, obviously. 12.8 means you are a pure devotee already. 12.9 means aspire to be a pure devotee. 12.10 is you don't even want to aspire to be a pure devotee, so then at least do some work for me. Once a while, do something for me. 12.11 is for somebody in the world.
Okay, but just having desire and not able to reach perfection, is that fine?
Saying that immediately everybody has to be pure devotee. He's not saying that. He's saying it's fine. That's why 12.9 is there, na? Ata chittam samadhatum nashaknoshi mai sthiram. If you cannot always think of me, how many of us can always think of Krishna? Abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. In fact, that is what Prabhupada is glorifying in the purport. If you see 12.9, Krishna is saying that all of us practicing devotees, we come under 12.9. If we are following all the regulative principles properly, we are said to technically fall under 12.9 Bhagavad Gita. In that category. Right? Makes sense?
This Raganuga and Sadhana Bhakti. So he is saying if you can't do Raganuga, you do Sadhana Bhakti. So Prabhuji, my question is that the ashram, that Vanaprastha ashram is actually not existing.
It is not existing.
So like during the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, at least it was there. Basically Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that one should, because these talks are there, that they are Prabhupada also in Lilamrit it is mentioned that one should take Vanaprastha, one should take Vanaprastha. That means that was actually prevalent at that time.
Yeah.
So when you were giving this example about this man, giving up this, attachment to the money, controllership, and you're talking about mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, Kunti and this thing. So basically that the whole thing of Varnashram, this particularly Vanaprastha ashram was there, and nowadays it is not so much there. So is the Vanaprastha bringing into the picture will try to resolve these things? Means that kind of attitude?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. Vanaprastha ashram is certainly very important. It is, in fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says Vanaprastha ashram is the ideal ashram for practice of Krishna consciousness in this age. He recommends everybody to go to Vanaprastha. It comes in Jaiva Dharma or Chaitanya Shikshamrit, one of the books. So Vanaprastha ashram is certainly very important. But I think as an institution currently we are struggling with the Grasthashram only. Because udari immaturity hai na. Because people enter Grasthashram with the wrong understanding of renunciation and tyaga. See, this renunciation tyaga discussion is very important. You can misapply that. All our, if you talk to most of our boys and all, right, in our Nityanand Sabha forum that we have, the whole goal of the forum is to give a confidence in a young boy that Grasthashram bhi bona fide hai. उसके लिए हमारा नित्यानंद सभा है और कोई दूसरा गोल ही नहीं है उसका. Just to give confidence that even as Grastha you can do something good. Because they feel so bad that they could not renounce. You understood? Na? So from that background people come generally. I mean that is because again we are prone to extremes ना. पहले भोग था. फिर यहाँ आने के बाद हमको लगा कि सब कुछ छोड़ने का. Renounce. बीच में काम करो लेकिन results offer करो. ये concept, that is actually Bhagavad Gita. We don't come only there. We just remain on two extremes only most of the time. And we never come in the Bhagavad Gita picture only. We hardly come to that perspective of Bhagavad Gita. Where Krishna is telling Arjuna, do everything, but give up results. That one is not ready to do. You understood, na? Yeah. Okay, so the next point that I wish to take, which perhaps would be again connected to this only, but again, we'll go back to the Bhagavad Gita, maybe first chapter, to illustrate this point even further, that the scripture, that means, our Vedic scriptures in general, there are two ways of understanding something, na? One is called textual and one is called contextual. We have discussed this once before, but we'll discuss this from the perspective of Bhagavad Gita. Textual matlab kya? Directly looking at the word and saying what it is. Contextual means what? In the context. Okay. So in general, tell me, what is your opinion? Is our Vedic scriptures in general to be understood textually or contextually? Contextually. It has to be understood contextually only. Okay. That means in that particular context. So that's why one needs a guru, a guide, a discussion to understand something. So if you go back to the Bhagavad Gita first chapter, the first verse, we'll recite that. Now we will talk something from first chapter, half an hour. And then I'll conclude. So till now I spoke of only one theme, the glory of detached work. And what is actually Tyaga means? We define Tyaga as when at the right time, according to time, place and circumstance, one is ready to give up controllership. If that one has element in him or her, it means that one is a Tyagi. And then you keep working, and when the signal is there, then at that time don't say that I want to still enjoy. That's what Nimi also did, if you see. Nimi was a king. He was doing everything as per the king. But when Vashishta cursed him, when that prarabdha came of death, he said that I don't want to negate this death now. I'm going back to spiritual world. Before he did not say that I want to give up everything and right now only I am going to the forest. No, he was hale and healthy. He was ruling the kingdom, Nimi Maharaj. He said, I will rule the kingdom. But when death came upon him by providence, as we call it, he accepted death. And he said that, now when the demigod said, Abhi tumko body chahiye, bola nahi, abhi to ho gaya already. I'll better go back to spiritual world now. Now I'm not interested. Ye ho gaya to I'm not interested. No, see, it's a very beautiful perspective actually if you see carefully. That means, at the right time, he was involved, and at the right time, he got detached. And that is the greatness of the Janaka lineage. That is the family of Vaidehas. That is the family of Vaidehas, where they all knew at which point to get it. Even Sita. If you see carefully, Sita was dismissed to Valmiki's ashram. Means not dismissed actually. He was actually, if you see the Ramayana says that she was put under the care of Valmiki in the ashram, not that he was abandoned anywhere. But anyway, she raised the two children, and when the two children grew up, and now they contacted Lord Ram, and she understood that her role in the world is over. No, abhi mera kaam nahi hai. Then she decided to go back. So that element which is there, when to renounce, when to give up, and that is typically close to death at that point. That means at that point only you renounce the activities also. Till then, activities are never to be renounced. So if anybody tries to renounce activity prematurely, at least that's not in the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. You may say anything you want, but that's not in the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita ne kahin bola hi nahi ye karna hai karke. We may do it, that means like somebody may become a brahmachari at the age of 20 as per the needs of the organization, whatever. But from the Gita's perspective, the Gita is mainly hitting on the point of doing everything at the right time. And that cannot be ignored in general. Yeah? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. At what age activity should be renounced? Miss? At retirement, means retirement should be taken. What age? Means personally I am asking about me.
Again, that's what, ma'am. So, again, to pin down an age like that is again too artificial because it doesn't happen like that. It depends on the situation. Again, you have to see context only. How can you see very textually? So again, the textual guide is there. First 25 years brahmachari, 25 years grahastha, 25 years vanaprastha, then 25 years sannyas. So I think Govind Prabhu in one lecture I had heard that he was saying that, when around the time when Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj took sannyas, there was one grahastha also, it seems, in Radha Gopinath temple. He requested to take vanaprastha ashram. So it seems Maharaj and all the seniors told him that your duties in grahastha ashram are not fulfilled. You have not set an example there of doing your duties in grahastha ashram properly. Why do you want to contaminate vanaprastha ashram by taking it up? Decorate the ashram where you are first, before you decide to take the next ashram. Please come. Vango. Hare Krishna. நீங்க தமிழா தெலுங்கா? தமிழ் தானா? எங்கேருந்து வர? அஹோபிலமா? அச்சா. என்னோட மாமனார் எங்க மச்சினை இவாள்லாம் அஹோபிலம் அந்த 46வது ஜியர்ட்டேருந்து சமாசனம் பரண்யாசம் எல்லாம் வாங்கியிருந்தா. 45வது ஜியர். இப்போ இதுக்கு முன்னால் போனவர் அவர் 45 46 45 தானே இல்லையா? எங்கள் மாமனார் மாமியார் என்னோட ஒய்ஃப் சைடெல்லாம் ஐயங்கார் இருக்கவா. இப்போ அவள்லாம் தெரியும் எனக்கு அவர் தான். யா ஐ நோ தட். வெல்கம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
He's Pujari of Ahobilam Nursing Temple, Jwala Nursing. He's been Pujari of all those temples, and he's a very, 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 very elevated soul. So, actually, Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj last year took yatra to Ahobilam, and there he spoke on Ahobilam Nursing, and Maharaj liked him a lot and the way he explained. So Maharaj invited him to Belgaum, and last year we met him in Belgaum. So I was requesting him that you come to Pune. He keeps on traveling Tirthasthan. I mean, there's 108 Tirthasthan completed. Yeah. So now he came. Yeah. Okay. So Tirupati came, from there he came to Pandharpur. Now he is in Pune. He will visit Dehu Alandi and then he'll go on the way to Dwarka now. So then like that. His wife and mother. So he has a whole lot of deities which he has brought and lot of Shaligram Shilas. Yeah, Shaligram Shilas. So very, very amazing Krishna conscious personality. His faith in Dham of the Lord and form of the Lord is really very amazing. Very contagious actually. He speaks really from heart, like that. So just a brief introduction.
Let us welcome him in our traditional style by loudly chanting Hari Bol. So we are actually towards our end. I'll just, we're in the middle of some discussion. Yeah, no issues, absolutely. Because Bhagavad Gita pati patient today is the appearance of Bhagavad Gita and Mokshada Ekadashi. So the thing is, as an institution, we are still stuck at, getting Grastashram right. Obviously, we have to get Vanaprasthashram right as well. But you understood. So at an individual level, one may work towards it. But at an institutional level, there are a different, set of challenges. Okay, so now what we will do is, we will take from the first chapter Bhagavad Gita, some stuff. So till now we have seen something from 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Now we'll go to first chapter Bhagavad Gita. So I was making this point that the scripture is not just textual, but also contextual. So we'll recite the first verse of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And then we will see some more verses from first chapter. So Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra desiring to fight, what did they do? So again, let us remember that this Dhritarashtra who is there, Dhrita basically means firmly holding on. Rashtra means either the kingdom or the body. That means one who is firmly holding on to bodily consciousness. He is called as Dhritarashtra. So actually I asked this question once to Jayadvaita Swami, that how come in the Vedic times they would give names which are apparently negative in nature. He told me it is not like that. He said that, this is again a beauty of Sanskrit language. One word can be seen in many ways. He said Dhritarashtra also has a very positive way of looking at it. That means someone who takes responsibility of the kingdom and very firmly establishes. So he says that was the goal of the name, but he did not fulfill. He fulfilled another meaning of the name. So one devotee was saying Sanskrit as a language, it is said that one word does not have one meaning. That's why it is called Amara Kosha Dictionary. Amara Kosha Dictionary means every word has unlimited ways in which you can see it. So Dhritarashtra could have become very positive had he done that. But he became the other example of Dhritarashtra. We're holding on without giving. And this verse, the most important thing is this Mamaka Pandavascheva, me and them. That means this, this whole concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam was not there in his philosophy, Dhritarashtra. He was seeing the difference between me and my brother's children. So as long as any of us is seeing that difference between me and them, us and them, right? Actually, in English language, unfortunately, we cannot capture that very nicely because, like for example, there is only one you in English. But in Indian languages, there are so many ways in you can be addressed, depending on whether it is elder, younger, all that. So in many cultured families also, in whichever language they speak, when people talk also, they say us and not me and mine. That's considered very base and very selfish to just talk in terms of, a very small unit of family and not really think of everyone with whom you are. So as long as anybody is thinking in terms of me and mine, Mamaka Pandavascheva, one is said to be still in Dhritarashtra consciousness only. One is a Dhritarashtra at that point. As long as we are thinking like that, as long as we are not able to actually think about everyone, we are still only thinking about me and people connected to us. We are said to be in that Dhritarashtra kind of mindset. We have not gone beyond that. So that's one. That's a contextual way in one which actually one sees this word Dhritarashtra. Textually, Dhritarashtra means that human being, who was the father of the Kauravas. But contextually, Dhritarashtra means anyone who is, attached to me and mine. Another very beautiful verse that illustrates textual and contextuality comes in verse 10. And we will recite that verse once again. So we're just going to do 2-3 verses and then we will conclude. If you please open 1.10. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam paryaptam tvamidametesham balam bhimabhirakshitam. It's a beautiful verse again, because here again you see the different context. So Duryodhan is speaking this verse and he is saying, Aparyaptam tadasmakam. Our strength is unlimited. Aparyaptam, because it is protected by Bhishma. But Paryaptam tvamidamedesham. That means, so this Aparyaptam and Paryaptam again, such a beautiful word. It can be seen in two completely opposite ways. So there are two acharyas in our sampradaya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baladev Vidyabhushan. They are actually guru-disciple. They have given complete opposite meaning to this verse. The textual meaning is the direct meaning. The textual meaning, at least the way Duryodhan intended it, was to say Aparyaptam. Aparyaptam as in unlimited. He is saying because Bhishma is there with us, our strength is unlimited. But Paryaptam, measurable. To idametesham, these people, Pandavas, balam bhima bhirakshitam. There is Bhima, we have Bhishma. How can you compare Bhishma and Bhima? Bhishma is so powerful. Aparyaptam strength we have. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's disciple, Baladev Vidyabhushan, he gives opposite meaning. He says Paryaptam means enough. That means Paryaptam. Like, like in Tamil also and many other languages also, when one says Paryaptam, it also means that sufficient. And Aparyaptam also means insufficient. Aparyaptam. Paryapta nahi hai. Paryapta nahi hai also means insufficient. So there's the same word. In which context you wish to see? From that perspective you get a meaning out of it. That's what contextual meaning means. So from that particular context you understand, ye context ke hisab se ye meaning hai. From this context, this is the meaning. Okay. So Baladev Vidyabhushan says that Pandavas are protected by Bhima and that is Paryapta, that is enough. Why it is enough? Because Bhima had taken the vow to kill all 100 Kauravas. And Bhishma's, whatever these people are, it is Aparyaptam because Bhishma said, I will not even kill one Pandava. So how can it be Paryaptam? Paryapti nahi, Aparyapta ho gaya na. What do they use? Bhishma comes to the battlefield and he says, I will kill anybody. But Pandavas I will not kill. But Bhima comes and says, all 100 of them I am going to kill. So that is why Bhima's strength is Paryapta. And ye Aparyapta hai, ye Paryapti nahi hai. So it is in the context of the story that you have to understand whether Paryapta or Paryapta. So basically that's what. So, depending on the meaning and the context, you get a totally different meaning and a picture from that particular verse. Another verse we will just see. I know there is a lot of commotion, but I think most of us are used to this whole thing. It's fine. We are completely focused, on the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, so now what happens in the Bhagavad Gita first chapter is, in several verses, first all the Kauravas blow their conch shells, right? All the Kauravas blow their conch shells. It says that they blow. That means if you see 12th verse of first chapter, it says, Tasya Sanjayanam Harsham Kuru Vriddha Pitamaha. Pitamaha means what? Bhishma Pitamaha. Simhanadam Vinodyoche Shankam Dadmo Pratapavan. So Bhishma blew the conch. And then after that what happened? Everybody in Kaurava army also blew their conch. And then what happened? Krishna and Arjuna started blowing their conch. Panchajanyam Rishikesho. Krishna blew Panchajanyam. Devadatta Dhananjaya. Arjuna blew Devadatta. Poundram Dadmo Mahashanko. Bhima blew Poundram. and Bhima Karma Prakoda. So they all blew. And then Ananta Vijayam Raja, if you see verse number 16 to 18, all the Pandavas blow the conch shells. And then if you see verse 19, we'll recite this verse. Saghosho Dartra Rashtranam Hridayani Vyadharayat Navascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Bhaya Nunadayan. So this verse says that when the Pandavas blew their conch, so Ghosho Dhatra Rashtranam Hridayani Vyadharayat. These Dhatra Rashtras, the sons of Dhritarashtra, their hearts shattered. Okay, now the thing is, now please remember, let's look at it textually. Textually, if you see, Pandavas also Kauravas also blew their conch. Is it that their conch did not have strength? Is it that they blew the conch very faintly? It is not like that. They also blew nicely only. But when these people blew, why their hearts shattered? So there is a commentary to that. So the commentary is, again, so this is contextual. The contextual commentary is that in the Kaurava side, all the people who had come to fight, most of them had taken a vow that we will not kill Pandavas. Then Bhishma had told, I will not kill Pandavas. Drona had also said, I will not kill Pandavas. Karna had said, if I kill, I will kill Arjuna. Others I will not kill. Shalya had also said, I will not kill Pandavas. None of the main people of Kaurava army had promised to kill anyone. Here everybody has promised. Drishtadyumna had promised, I will kill Drona. Shikhandi promised, I am going to kill Bhishma. Bhishma had promised, I am going to kill all 100 of the Kauravas. Arjuna had promised, I will kill Karna, I will kill Bhurishrava, I will kill Jayadratha. These people had taken individual promise to kill one member of that army. Whereas on the opposite side, all these guys had said, we are not going to kill anybody. So the unity of the Pandavas which was there, that coherence, that strength which was there, ultimately reflected in the activity of blowing the conch also. So it is not just the blowing of conch that shattered their hearts. That united spirit of the Pandavas with which they had come to fight. They had not come to fight thinking that, ठीक है इनको नहीं मारेंगे, दुर्योधन को हम छोड़ देंगे, इसको नहीं मारेंगे, nothing, हर एक को मारने वाले हम लोग यहाँ आके. So that actually shattered the hearts. So it's not just the blowing, it is the whole thing behind it. Their unity, their strength, their vows, their determination, to thrash these people up. That's what it is. Okay, so again, that's what, these are all examples of seeing text contextually, not just textually. So this is all we get from where? Acharya commentary. All the Acharyas have commented on Bhagavad Gita. If you read all these commentaries, so much of nectar is there. It is just a nectar flowing when you read the Acharya's commentary. All Acharyas, since Ramanujacharya, Madhva, everyone has commented on the Bhagavad. And if you read their commentaries, and that's what it is. So we get that essence, out. Okay, now there is another couple of verses we'll just discuss. So, yeah. Now this verse is a very interesting verse, and this verse illustrates one change point. So if you see verse 21-22 of first chapter, please recite after me. Arjuna vacha senayorubayor madhye ratam sthapaya mechuta yavadeta niriksheham yodu kamanavastitan kairmaya saha yodhavyam Asmin Ranasamudhyame. Arjuna is saying, Senayor Ubayor Madhye. Take my chariot in between the two armies. Ratam Sthapaya Mechuta. Yavadeta Nirikshehem. I want to do Nirikshan. I want to see Yodhu Kamanavasan. Who has come to fight? So when Acharya explains commentary to this verse, he says, what is this question, O Arjuna? What are you asking now? It is like a student who sits in front of, he comes for an exam, and he says, should I answer all questions in the exam paper? Of course, all questions have to be answered. If you have come for an exam, all questions in the question paper have to be answered. Why are you asking this question? If you have come to the battlefield, you have to kill everybody. What is this question? Who all have come? Whoever has come, we don't care. We have come to kill, that's it. But this very question illustrated that weakness of Arjuna coming up. He had that soft corner to Bhishma, Drona, all these people. And Krishna, such a lord he is, he understands again. It is not textually, you cannot identify that. But contextually, if you see, Krishna, one second. Yeah, so if you see verse number, so immediately Krishna takes the chariot. See, that sight is very beautiful. You know, that is the sight that Mahaprabhu met that Sri Vaishnava and Sri Rangam, right? Who was thinking about how the Lord is the driver of the devotee and he's driving the chariot like a servant. And when Arjuna is telling, hey Krishna, take the chariot in between the two armies, if you see verse number 25, Bhishma Drona Pramukatah Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashyetan Samavetan Kuruniti. Bhishma Drona, he took the chariot exactly in front of Bhishma and Drona. Krishna could have done many things. He could have taken it in front of Duryodhana and Dushasan to incite the anger of Arjun. थोड़ा और उसको गुस्सा करने के लिए. See here, Duryodhana and Dushasan are all standing. No, Krishna didn't do that. Krishna knew that अभी थोड़ा सा weakness आ गया इसमें. Right, he took in front of Bhishma and Drona and he said, hey Arjun, see here, all these people have come. So that was enough to affect Arjuna's heart. You know, again, if you see the context, how Krishna is exactly aware, where is this person's weakness? So this is what God does with us, it is said. You know, whatever weakness we have, He brings that weakness in front of us. Says, hey, my dear soul, this is your weakness. This is what you want. You still want it? Please take it. Hey, tumhare liye. Because, see, again, the Bhagavad Gita is a book of choices. And that's how Krishna behaves. Even as a Paramatma. He constantly keeps giving us choices. Ye le lo. Tumko ye chahiye? Ye lo. Koi baat nahi. You want heavenly planets? Take heavenly planet. Why do you really want to come to Vaikunta? I mean, you have to really say that I want the Lord only. Otherwise, the Lord will keep giving us other choices. And that's how we see here. He's bringing in front of Bhishma Drona. He knows the weakness. Exactly he's bringing there and stationing. And then Arjuna starts crumbling down. Because that was the whole thing. That was a seed. But Krishna brings it out completely. And then again, now I'm just fast forwarding, obviously. I'll stop somewhere in the second chapter. But I'll just take 2-3 more verses. If you see, I'm going to 2.3. When Arjuna brings out all his lamentation, saying that, Arey, how can I fight against these people? This, that, so many reasons he gives, right? In the first chapter, all the Shraddha will stop, the Tarpana will stop, Varna Sankara will develop, all that is saying. But still he's confused only. So one of the first verses where he chastises Arjuna is 2.3. Klaibhyam asmagam appartha Naitatvai upapadhyate Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam Tyaktotishta parantapa. Klaibhya means impotent. Basically, Krishna is calling Arjuna as Chakka. He is telling that, he's saying eunuch. Klaibhya means impotent. That means impotent person, impotence doesn't again necessarily mean one definition of importance we all know is not able to get a child. That is one definition of importance. But in this context, importance, again, you have to see contextually, not textually. Here, it means that, you don't, that means, again, potency basically means to understand at what time what to do. See, the beauty of Krishna, again, in the Mahabharata or in the Bhagavad Gita also is, Krishna is not caught by any quality. That means if you see everybody else, they get attached to a quality. Like for example, Arjuna gets attached to compassion. Yudhishthira is attached to truthfulness, etc. Krishna is one person, he is not attached to any quality. He is not attached to a quality. He is just attached to what is dharma. Whatever is required for dharma, I will do it. That is Krishna's perspective. Again, we see that again and again in Mahabharata. We see on the 17th day of battle, once it is said Karna defeated Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira ran away to his camp. So Arjuna understood that Yudhishthira is injured. So Arjuna immediately rushed to Yudhishthira's camp along with Krishna. And when Arjuna came there, and when Yudhishthira saw Arjuna, Yudhishthira felt so happy. He said, hey Arjuna, so wonderful. I'm sure you killed Karna and then only you came to meet me. So great you did this task. Arjuna said, no, I didn't kill him. I came to see you. Yudhishthira got so angry. He said, just throw that Gandiva aside. ये जो Gandiva लेके घूम रहे हो ना, कुछ फायदा नहीं, फेंक दो उसको. So then Arjuna said, I have taken a vow. Anybody who tells me to throw the Gandiva, I'll kill him. I'm going to kill you now. So Krishna says, wait. What do you want to do? Why you want to do this? He says, no, I've taken a vow to kill him. He says, no, you don't have to, for killing, you don't have to necessarily kill him. What you can do, there is always another way to do it. What you can do, he's an elderly person. Arjuna never calls Yudhishthir by name. He says, just call him by name, give him all kinds of bad words. Then it's as good as killing him. Because if you call an elder, instead of calling Anna or whatever people call elder, if you call that fellow by name, it is like killing him. Shastra says. That means if a junior calls a senior by name and addresses directly, that's considered like killing. Kill him like that, Krishna says. Then Arjuna calls him by name, says that what you are, you only gambled, you only caused all problem. He gives all his, whatever he wishes to. And then Arjuna says, now I have to commit suicide because I have insulted my elder brother. I have to commit. So Arjuna is attached to certain vows and certain ways to do it. Krishna always gives alternatives. So Krishna says, no. Suicide doesn't mean you have to literally kill yourself. What you can do, you can praise yourself. If you praise yourself, it is like committing suicide. So Arjuna starts praising himself in front of Yudhishthira. I am so great, I am this, I am that. Krishna says, enough. This is as good as self-death only. Khud ko maar diya tumne by praising yourself. Then Yudhishthira goes into a depression. He says, see, actually because of me only all this gambling happened. I think I should only go to the war. Then Krishna has to console him as well. The basic point is the beauty of the Mahabharata is that the Lord is not bound by any quality. That means, can you say, for example, the Lord is always honest? Can you say Krishna is always honest? No. At time, Krishna understands. Now, if you have to tell Ashwatthama is dead, you have to tell it. That is required at Dharma at that time. Because Dronacharya is violating Dharma by killing ordinary people. So what is the use of simply standing and watching that fun? So Krishna says, no, this fellow has to die. Tell him Ashwatthama is dead. Yudhishthira says, I cannot. Yudhishthira is bound by honesty. Again, can you say that Krishna is a habitual liar? Can you say like that? Is Krishna attached to lying? Not like that also. Is Krishna attached to enjoyment? Did he marry all these girls because he was attached to enjoyment? No. He married as a duty. Correct? He married as a duty, right? Somebody's phone is ringing. Anyway, I don't know whose it is. Right? Similarly, is Krishna attached to renunciation? No, I should not marry. I should give up all these wives. I should. Krishna has said, Krishna is a God, a beautiful God, who is not attached to any quality. He is just attached to whatever is required for dharma, we will do it at that time. All these other people get attached to some things, and that includes all of us. I mean, if Arjuna and Yudhishthira, please remember, there is no point at laughing at, we have no right also. We are insignificant compared to, whatever they could. But still, they take the role of jivas in the world who tend to commit some mistake. Right? Arjuna and Yudhishthira in the Mahabharata. But all of us, we can imagine where we are. So here, if you see, Krishna chastises him. Klaibhyam mas magabampartha. What is nonsense? But still, Krishna does not start instructing. Only after 2.7, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta yet shreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. When Arjuna says, I am your shishya now, I am not your friend. Shadimam tvam. Then Krishna starts talking. And then we will conclude with just the last verse for today. We will not go till 18.66 like this. But many acharyas have said one of the most important key verses to Bhagavad Gita. That means, for anything there is a key. Ghar kholne ke liye chavi hai. If you want to open Bhagavad Gita, there is a key. That key verse is 2.14. We'll recite that, talk a little bit about it and end the day. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shitoshna sukha dukkhada Agama payino nityas Tam stitikshasva bharata. Beautiful verse. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. The non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance is like the appearance and disappearance of Shita Ushna, winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception of son of Bharata. And one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. What an example Krishna is giving, summer and winter. So Prabhupada gives both these things. In winter, what is the problem? Getting up in the morning and taking bath. The biggest problem in winter. We don't want to get up in the Brahma Muhurta and take bath because it is so comfortable under the blanket. So nice to sleep. Winter, so nice. Sun also rises at 6:45 only. How to get up early, take bath, chat, do all that. But one has to do. One has to tolerate that cold. And in summer, Prabhupada gives again an unparalleled example. Prabhupada says, summer it is so hot, the woman does not want to cook. Or as in, it becomes very difficult to cook in the summer season. but still a woman has to tolerate that and do it. So basically the point is we have no option in world other than to tolerate. That means the key of Bhagavad Gita is tolerance. Are we ready to tolerate our physical inconveniences, our emotional problems, whatever we have, whatever difficulties we are undergoing in the world? Are we willing to tolerate them? Tolerate as in, kind of do whatever is needed at that time and not succumb to that particular temptation or, that lower tendency at that time. So many acharyas, it seems, have described this verse is a key to Bhagavad Gita. Because if we can learn to tolerate difficult situations, if you remember, Radhanath Maharaj always says, you can repeat the sentence after me. The greatness of a person is estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So many of us have certainly heard this from Maharaj in his classes. He has made us repeat this like Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3-4 times. The greatness of a person is estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So how much can we tolerate? That provoking situation can be climate, that provoking situation can be our own mind, that provoking situation can be a family member, that provoking situation can be our health, it can be our financial situation, it can be our workplace, our boss in office, our wife, our children, anything it could be. Are we ready to? No, again, tolerate doesn't mean biting the teeth. That is not the meaning of tolerance. Tolerance means even in that situation, you go about doing your duty. Because that's what we had seen earlier in Bhagavad Gita already. Bhagavad Gita is talking about you cannot give up your duty. Duty is never to given up at any cost. At any cost, duty has to be done. Result has to be given up to God. So tolerance does not mean that you bite and you bash and you beat. That no tolerance nahi. Tolerance means whatever is required, you still do it. That means you have a family where, let me just a simple example. Suppose somebody has an old person at home. We have to take care of the old people at home. It may be difficult or whatever, but one has to tolerate the situation. Tolerate as in, one has to do the duty at that time. A child is there, child is always crying, children are crying always. But still we cannot just thrash them out. We have to do our duty of taking care of them, pacifying them no matter what. Even if they may shout, they may howl, sometimes they may scratch. Small children, sometimes they scratch. They do all kinds of things. Can you scratch back? He cannot. Yeah, children, they sometimes, I remember my kids when they were very small, when they were angry, they would pull my hair only. Once, one of them, he pulled the hair from my neck only out. And it was like, 10 pieces of hair were between his fingers. It just, first time I experienced what it means if somebody literally, generally we don't pull it, so we don't know. But a child can actually pull it out. If you wish to, you can experience, because they have with all the strength, if you pull it, comes out also. I was like shocked, my God, this, the hair that, but can you beat them back? We have to tolerate, we have to still take care of them only, happily. So that is what Tam Sthitiksha of Bharata means. And so the whole life is a life of tolerance. So when we tolerate, so in today's world, if you carefully see, people are not ready to tolerate. Thoda inconvenience hai, to bhi they want to break relationship, they want to break this, break that. Kisi ko tolerance hi nahi, job change kar do. Everything is quick change, because we don't want to tolerate any inconvenience. And parents also advise like that only. At least outside parents, many of them also, they don't advise their children to tolerate. Or many times, like one devotee was saying, many times, even like girls, etc., when we raise them, we may think that sometimes somebody thinks that why should my girl cook now in the kitchen? शादी के बाद उसको वैसे भी करना ही है, अभी तो enjoy करने दो थोड़ा. With that mentality, a very terrible mentality, because the girl never learns, and after marriage suddenly how will she start cooking at the age of 25? आदत ही नहीं था. Parents ने इतना लाड़ प्यार से बड़ा किया, करेंगे बाद में भी kitchen में entry नहीं मारते. So that's what. So when tolerance is there, perhaps everything. Anyway, so I think there are so many things we could speak, but we will stop at this point. I would like to just share something. You can tell something about your service.
Mukam garoti vachalam pangum langati grim yatkurpa tamham vande paramanandam madhavam. So without legs he can climb a mountain. Even though he doesn't have voice to speak, if Krishna enters, he can speak, he can do wonders. So This is all dependent on the lotus feet of the Divine Almighty. He is the giver. So there are two steps. One is Arohana and one is Avarohana. Arohana is by our effort reaching to the God. Avarohana is He is coming to us and picking us and carrying to His loka. So sadhakas are two types. They feel we are doing, we are chanting, we are reading, we are doing this satsang. Out of this last week's satsang, today I was promoted. Out of this promotion, next week promotion. This is not like that. Actually, it is reverse. He is providing everything like this. He is, so many, Pune, lakhs of people are there, crores of people are there. Only here at this building, at this block, we are having a satsang. Why not all the place in Pune there is no satsang means the grace of the God is only here. And that is not, this is not our effort. His effort is more than our effort. If a son is missed for 10 days, father and mother are searching. After we get back the son, who will be the most happiest? Either the son or the parents. So here also we missed Lord and we are in these worldly things. He is more eager and he is more interested to get back us to his loka. So he is waiting more than us. So if you agree for that, only agreement, this is only an agreement. If you say I am accepting you Lord, then he will start working. So we don't accept that. That is the reason why we are very away from him. If you say I am accepting, that acception itself, the day you say I accepted you and you are my everything, then the things start and he will lead you to the last. So that is what we need. And internally the sincerity and faith and affection and wholeheartedness and open-heartedness, the talk and the deed and the karma, what you do, if it is matching, God is within you only. If that doesn't match, whatever you do, maybe you read Bhagavad Gita, you read Bhagavatam, you read anything, you keep head down and legs up also, you do many asanas, you take many vegetables, or you take bodily fit, knowledge-wise fit. So many has done commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, so many has done so many things, but our Purvacharyas are telling, Guru Parampara is very important. So until and unless you have a chain link with Guru Parampara, right from the Lord Krishna, Radharani, and then to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is a chain process. So we are not individually brought up in spiritual world, we are brought up in the chain. We do what our Acharya is doing. We don't know what we want to do individually. What they did, we are going to do that. Most probably I was brought up in Andhra. I did my mechanical engineering from Bangalore and MA philosophy from Madurai Kamraj University. To know about philosophy, what is Hinduism, what is Muslim, what is Jainism, what is feminist philosophy, Dalit philosophy, what the religion is saying. Finally I came to know that what Sadguru says, that is ultimate. Even God says that is not ultimate. He will say something to make you to get into the cycle of this samsara. But Acharya or a guru, he never make you to get into this family. He will make you to come out of this family. Family means attachment. Family is not that wife, children and all. They can be with us. But your attachment, your commitment with them, that should be very less than commitment with the God, or then commitment with the Shastra, then commitment with the Purvacharyas' experiences and their words. Whatever they told, that is ISI, whatever the words they told, if you practice that, that is enough. We don't need to give our own experiences, our own commentaries, or our own thoughts. I am feeling like this, I am thinking like this. This is what, this leads to again diversion. And God never allow anyone internally having little unknowledgeably, I want something this worldly, then he says you stay here. Until and unless you are fully happy and you see that nothing is needed in this world, I want you and your service, then only he will accept. That is what I was been to all the divinations and experienced in Ahobilam. I was in Badri for every 3 months from past 8 years. I visited Badri for 8-9 years. stayed there for 3 years, 3 months, 2 years, like years together with all these sadhus, sants, and the spiritual people. All are doing their deity worship, all are doing their own path, they are enjoying their part of the program. They keep partnership as a God, they keep sharing different way. God is always molded. See, there are different schools. In that schools, the Vishnu Sampradaya, we have 4 margas. So it is not that if you wear this tilak only, if you wear this tulasi mala only, you will reach to the God. It is not like that. But this is a comfortable and this is easy and this is a good path where our elder people has laid a road, highway road. You just get into the road and you will reach to the destiny. You can go on your own way, but it is very difficult. You should not go on your own way. You should go on Krama Marga, Sadhyo Mukti Marga and Krama Marga. There are 2 things. One is Krama. Krama means it is a process of step by step. So we are blessed and we are fortunate today. And today is Bhagavad Gita Jayanthi, where the Hindus or the spiritual people, all, not only Hindus, all, it is a book where it gives the guideline, like the book which it was, everything is within it. Everything is within it. And having a satsang on that Granda, I am very happy. I was been to B.V. Raman and R.G. Rao, and in all Shastras I was associated with astrology, astronomy and all. Then later on, these all will not help to lead to the God. Only surrendering and chanting of Harinamam and service to the devotees and association with the devotees. This is the only way to come out of the cycle. So we are traveling like that. You all bless. So let me also travel further more with the grace of the devotees. Jai Shri.
Question on tolerance.
I just asked somebody to start arranging for prasadam.